This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the press conference for Sky Sports and BoxR's show with
and
what,
Wasserman.
mate? Did you not just hear me about to say it and you just cut in?
People are forgetting this is, I'm with Wasserman.
You gotta wait for it to play out sometimes. You know, like jumping in first.
All right, I'll give you that. Go ahead.
Sky Sports, Wasserman Boxing and BoxR. You good? Chris Eubank Jr., how are you, mate?
Doing good, very good.
You've always got a jacket on that I never see two of. Does that make sense?
I am a jacket specialist. I search for the naughtiest, sauciest jackets around, and I don them in the weigh-ins and the press conferences. Yeah, put a little bit of extra fear into the hearts of my opponents.
Well, you think the jacket does that? Yeah.
Absolutely. If I saw someone wearing this jacket in front of me, I'd be like, all right, I got to watch out for this guy.
Is it a case of if he's wearing that, like, what's he bringing to the ring?
Absolutely. Anyone that can wear this is a dangerous man. You don't know what he's capable of.
Fair enough. Change of opponent for you. Has that kind of affected anything in your preparation for this Saturday?
I mean, yes. I had a game plan, a strategy for Sven Elbeer, and now that's all gone. And now I have to readjust and reevaluate. This guy is actually a better fighter. So it's going to be interesting. But, it's not an obstacle that I haven't had to deal with before, opponents switching up. So, I'm still confident that we'll get through it.
Chris, I've got to ask, because obviously you've coming through, still going on a tragic time with your family, with the loss of your brother. Did you contemplate not fighting as well, like when this fight date was first put to you, because of what you've been going through?
You know what, I did, and I've never contemplated not fighting ever in my career. That's how serious things were, and that's how tough it was, and still is. And I've never had to deal with anything like this in my life, especially not leading up to a fight. And I don't know if it'll affect my performance. Negatively, positively. I mean, maybe it will make me fight harder. Maybe it will, it's a mind thing. It's mental. There's points in training camps where you're supposed to be focusing on boxing and training, and all you're thinking about is your family, and it's tough. It's messed up. But I know that he would want me to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep pushing, to keep reaching for the goals that I've set out for myself. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and this fight will be dedicated to him. What
do you know about him? Have you watched anything of him in the last 2 or 3 days since you knew that this was going to be your opponent?
Yeah, he's a strange character from what I could tell in the press conference there. He doesn't speak a lot of English, which is always tough to gauge. But the stare down, he looked pretty confident. He looked like he wanted it. He looked like he'd come to fight. He was already in preparation for a fight. So he's in shape. He's ready to go. 25 wins, only 2 losses, so he knows what he's doing. People keep asking me, am I looking past him? Absolutely not. Especially not with everything that I've had to go through leading up to this. This is a serious fight, and I'm taking it very seriously.
I think anyone would really consider that you would overlook any opponent despite who it is. We know we've spoken about kind of you would have liked to have been more active over the last couple of years than you have been. Circumstances have prevented that, but it is a case of you really now coming through Saturday and securing one of them big fights.
I have to. We can't mess about. There's no more time, literally. COVID cut a lot of time out of my career, and now we've been blessed with this opportunity here to fight on Sky Sports and to be the face of Sky Sports boxing now. It's a big responsibility. It's an added pressure, and now we have the platform to make these big fights. There's no reason why they can't happen and why they won't happen. So from December onwards, big names or world title fights or both. That's what's happening.
Is there a target opponent in mind for December?
There's a few names. Boxing is a business. Yes, I want to fight Golovkin, but it's easy for me to say that. It doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately. What I can say is that fight will happen within the next 12 months, but I can't say that it will happen in December. So that leaves a lot of other options. There's a lot of big names out there, domestically, worldwide, world title fights. There's some good, even non-world title fights, but domestically there's some good names out there. It's just whatever we can secure for December. The main thing for me this year was to be active, and we're going to get the 3 fights in, which is a big deal, which is very important for me. But yeah, December will be a very fun fight.
Is Liam Williams in that equation?
William Williams is in that equation. He's been talking a lot of shit. He's been talking a lot of trash, and I feel like, yeah, that's a fight that the fans keep talking about. They keep. He's got a strong following, So that's something that I'm definitely open to, for sure.
He was someone you were quite dismissive of maybe a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago, I didn't know the guy, and he's done a Gary O'Sullivan. He's talked his way into my mind, into my radar, and now it seems like a lot of people, especially fight fans, want to see the fight. He's tweeting all this rubbish, and I'm looking at the tweets. Sometimes he's getting like 5,000 retweets. I'm like, who are these people? I mean, he's just created the buzz from the trash talk, but he's going to have to back it up. Is he going to be another Spike O'Sullivan? I think he is, but I guess we'll find out if and when the time comes.
So he's one of many possible opponents that you could be facing in December.
Yes, one of many, and there are many. You've got your Murata, Andrade, Charlo, GGG. Obviously, Saunders is always a fight that people are talking about. The list goes on. December will be a big fight.
Are you sick of talking to Billy Joe Saunders now?
Am I sick of it? I don't really, aside from when I talk to you, when I talk to...
That's a lie, that is. You always make out that I'm the only one that asks you about Billy Joe Saunders. But everyone asks you about it, Chris, come on.
I'm not the only one, but, you do make a habit of always trying to get a little bit of him into the interviews. I get it. I understand it. I've come to accept it. And, we will rectify it at some point in the near future, I'm sure.
Do you think, because a lot of people don't even think Billy Joe Saunders will fight again, and he's obviously made it very clear that if he is to fight, it would be you. Obviously, aside from any kind of financial whatever, if he's going to fight, it would be you. But do you think he actually will fight again?
Regardless of the money, it's in that fight. It's more. It's so much more than that. The history we have, you can't forget about that. The things that have been said and done over the last few years. We have to settle the score. It's personal, So that's why that fight is the only fight that he really wants to come back for, because it's probably the only fight that's going to get him going. He wants to hurt me, and I want to take him out. That's never going to change, and that's what he needs. That's what he needs to get himself up for a fight again. So, yeah, it will happen, all in good time.
Do you think, like in the years to come, when you and Billy Joe have retired, do you think that you will ever be friends?
We'll be mates. We're not going to hang about and have a beer, and too much has been said. I can sit down and have a laugh with George Groves. If I see the girl, I might give him a little spud. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure about the girl. Saunders is a different animal. You know, he's a bad guy. He's not, you know, I just can't forgive the things he said and done. It is what it is.
Chris, I do need to ask you about someone obviously you're close with in Anthony Joshua, suffering a defeat last weekend at Tottenham Hotspur's football ground to Alexander Usyk. First of all, what did you make of the fight? Were you surprised? What did you think of Joshua's performance?
Was I surprised? Yes. You know, I was sitting there commentating the whole night saying Anthony's going to blast him out of there, and he didn't do that. You know, it was the game plan. It's not that he couldn't have done it. He just didn't go about it the right way. He chose to try and outbox the boxer, and that was an error. You know, he should have used his advantages, which were his strength, his weight, his his size. He should have bullied him. He should have hurt him. He should have got his respect, hurt him, and had him made him gun shy. He seemed to be gun shy early on, which was strange because, you know, obviously Usyk is the smaller man. You're supposed to go in there and dominate. But, you know, I said it. I actually just messaged him, you know, what he did with Ruiz, he will do with Usyk. He knows what Usyk is now. He knows what he has to do to beat him. He knows he has to change the game plan. He knows he can't go in there and do the same thing. And he's capable of going in there and righting the wrong. And I'm very, very interested and excited to see that.
Every expert has come out afterwards and kind of given their opinion, and everyone's opinion seems to be the same thing, that he needs to use his size and just stick it on him. But it's not as simple as that, surely, with someone like Alexander Usyk.
No, it's not. Nothing's as simple as you say. It's all well and good us sitting here and saying he should have done this, he should have done that. Listen, unless you're actually in the ring, you don't know. And, you know, maybe there's a different way. Maybe he can outbox the outboxer. Maybe he can do that. Maybe he's going to go away and just fully focus on doing what he did. Moving, hitting, moving your head, you know, foot movement, speed, combination punching, not looking for that one shot. How crazy would that be? How amazing would that be if he went out there and did that in the rematch? That's the great thing about boxing. You never know until you know.
Well, that's what Fury did with Wilder. Everyone expected him to kind of do the opposite of how he actually won that second fight.
He did, yeah. He went out. I thought he was going to do the same, you know, be on the outside, use the range, use those long arms, box his head off, jab, jab. But no, he got in the ring the second time and went at him, and put it on him. Did not expect that at all, and it worked because Wilder didn't expect it. So who knows? Maybe Anthony can, maybe he can switch it up and pull something out of the bag that none of us expect.
Just finally, Chris, you said in the press conference there that you're going to dedicate, obviously, the fight to your brother Sebastian. You're going to have his name on your shorts. You're going to get his son in the ring with you. Raheem, yeah.
Newborn son, yeah. So that's an even more of an added pressure. You know, this fight is dedicated to my brother, so I have to go out there and I have to make a statement. I have to perform. I have to do what I know I can do. Absolutely, this is extremely important to me personally and career-wise, obviously, because, you know, a flat performance in this fight means that the big fights are not going to get made moving forward, and we cannot allow that to happen.
Chris Eubank, Julia, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
I don't know. You tell me. Is there anything else we should be talking about? Is there anything you want to say?
No, this is not my opportunity to say. It's just you might just want to. I don't know.
What do you think of my performance as a pundit on Sky Sports the other night?
I'll be honest with you, I was there, so I still haven't watched the night back yet, which is a bit weird actually. I usually watch it the day after, but I haven't watched it back yet. But I will do by the weekend, and maybe I'll let you know in the post-fight.
I'm getting some good feedback. You know, people have been saying, "Is this something you're gonna, continue to do?" I had fun. I enjoyed it. Sure. Yeah. So I guess we'll maybe that'll be something I do a lot more of in the future. So I guess we'll find out. Me and Josh Taylor made a good little tag team, I think. But following in your footsteps, being behind the scenes a little bit more, maybe. You're looking pretty jazzed up today with your Balmain. You got your Balenciagas on, your Palm Angel. You're looking a bit like me at the moment. What's going on there?
I just haven't got your money. That's the problem.
Who you trying to impress here?
Absolutely no one. Chris, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Best of luck. Get the job done on Saturday, and we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, appreciate it, Kugan.